Hi everybody, welcome to the astrology chat for June 23rd, 2024. The keys for today are to allow yourself to continue to have that really deep conversation underneath this full moon in Capricorn energy about what you need to do to be the steward of the talents that the divine has put inside of you. And this means that you're going to have to allow your test to become testimony. And we are now in the new age, and what is external is not as valuable to us as what is internal anymore, right? The new gadget, the biggest house, all of that we're realizing at a society comes at a cost, not just for ourselves, but for other people who are connected to creating these things that we're consuming. And so the divine is saying, what if you consumed yourself? What if you got to know your art, your brain, your heart, your feelings? What if you discovered the talents that I've put inside of you and developed them rather than feeling as though you have to run this gauntlet to make everybody else be impressed with you? Like, what happens if you commit to loving yourself? And with this beautiful sextile that we have to Neptune and Saturn, the answer is that you realize that you're worthy, that you realize that you are divine, that you realize that there are people in this world who understand you and want to get to know you. You begin to understand that everything that is happening to and has happened to you can become something that transforms, that your test can be testimony. And if you allow yourself to get to this point by embracing that square to Chiron, being honest about your inner wounds, being honest about the version of you that needs to be nurtured, that needs to be healed, that needs to be integrated, then there's going to be this beautiful blossoming. There is a touch of restraint to this, right? We have a sexy square with Jupiter that says, like, consumption and disassociation is a practice of diminishing returns. And those returns are going to diminish faster and faster, especially when I think about the astrology on a larger scale and on the divine message that God is saying through the planets to us. Is like the change is already here. And so allow yourself to change, allow yourself to grow, allow yourself to embrace, allow yourself to understand, especially if it's trying to Uranus, where you're going to actually be really surprised about like what the universe has planned for you. And you're going to be really surprised about the fact that your former days are going to be greater than your latter days. In other words, what is coming towards you, what you're walking towards, is greater than what you've had in the past. And the astrology has really been saying to us for a while now, what if you heal for healing's sake and then realize that everything you thought you wanted, you're so happy you didn't get now? What if you discover that you don't need to compromise, you don't need to consume, you don't need to lie, you don't need to do anything besides be authentic? Because when you're authentic, you're vibrating in a way that aligns with what the universe has intended you to do and become, and suddenly doors start opening up. Like, what if you tap into the God, divine plan in you, like the God plan in you? And some people might think that this is a little frou-frou, but I'm gonna be blank. I'm gonna be honest, because that's always how I am. And who's gonna hear this is gonna hear this, and who's gonna understand it is gonna understand it. And that's really a reflection of what's happening for really the rest of this week too, because the astrology for this rest of this week really does favor, like, when you tap into who you are and realize what's important and how you can connect and express yourself. You're going to be delighted about the fact that you discover there really is no competition, because the divine has a plan just for you. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.